6 years ago, my wife took nothing but an ideal and faith and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business with multiple streams of income. As a woman possessed, she overcame all obstacles and created multiple streams of wealth that has impacted our family for generations to come. From mental health professional to therapist to author to CEO, she is a constant reminder of the grace of God over her life. Get ready to listen to and take notes from Stenell, the money therapist, as she schools you on money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. No more excuses. Wake up!
Thank you for that introduction, husband. Welcome back to No More Excuses, Wake Up, where we talk about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. I am your host, Stenell Myers, also known as Stenell the Money Therapist. I'm going to talk about money this week, and it's all about that budget. So you have to have a budget in order to plan. The reason why I want to talk about the budget is because I'm getting a lot of people that is DMing me, asking me about how do they utilize the budget. I do have a spreadsheet that I came up with along with my assistant, Jeannie. I wanted something that went with my book. I wrote a book called Whippin, That's Ass. I wanted to make sure that what I wrote in the book, that I had a spreadsheet, because at the time when I wrote the book last year, I did not have a spreadsheet. So after the book, I created an Excel spreadsheet that actually populates. I wanted to make sure that I covered that. That way, when you download the spreadsheet at StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com, you will be able to have a better understanding. The budget is real, okay? Seriously, no joke. And when you're utilizing a budget, you also want to make sure that you have envelopes. And this is what I also teach in my book. When you have a budget, your budget is basically an outline for what you are going to spend. When I say an outline for what you're going to spend, meaning that you want to be able to see before you spend what you are going to use. So there are two very important steps that must happen with your money before you pay for anything. Step one, you have to commit to the budget. You do. You have to commit to having a budget. It's not always easy. You want to make sure that you commit to the budget. When you commit to the budget, you commit to yourself. So when you commit to yourself, you commit to your family. So you want to, step one, commit to the budget. Step two, you want to execute the budget. Meaning that once you commit, you want to hold yourself accountable. So that way you can actually execute that budget. You're making an agreement with yourself to improve your financial conditions. It should be simple enough because you commit to everyone else, right? You commit to your spouse, your children, to your job, your pastor, to credit card companies, car payments. You commit every 30 days, every day, whatever your commitment is, you're committing. You want to make sure that you execute that budget. You want to make sure that you commit to that budget. And when you commit, it's what we do. So you want to make sure that you have something for yourself that will turn your finances around. And that is the budget. You want to make sure when you execute that budget, that second step, that you are paying you. You want to make sure that if your check is the same amount each time you are paying, then you want to have your budget planned out 2 or 3 days in advance so there are no last minute excuses. We all know the feeling of the payday. We are either happy that we have money or sad that we're about to pay our bills, right? So whatever the case that you have, you rationalize with yourself who you're going to rob. Are you going to rob Peter, Paul, James, John? You like, I'm going to take money from over here. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to deduct this, subtract this, minus this, and you are literally robbing from yourself because you do have to pay those bills. Your rent have to get paid. Your mortgage have to get paid. Things have to get paid. You're robbing yourself if you have a car note, a credit card, whatever the situation is. Before you pay for purchases or anything, you must first list the money coming in. That's your revenue. And items, the money going out, that's your expenses. The money that is left over goes into your envelopes. In my spreadsheet, I have a category. And in the category, it has an income. That's your income. So that's your money. That's your money that you are actually plugging in paycheck 1 for you as the wife, or paycheck 2 for your husband, or just paycheck 1. Whatever the situation is, you may have 3 jobs, 3 paychecks, but your actual category, that is your income. You want to be able to see your income before you start deducting. So the way I do it, I go to the bank and I take out only the money that I will need to fill my envelopes, because when I'm working the budget, I also have an envelope system that I utilize as well. When I say the budget is real, because you are really planning, this is some real live stuff. So you want to make sure that when you go to that bank and you're taking out that money, that you already have that money allocated because you use your budget, so you know what's left over. Because in my spreadsheet, I have a part that says envelopes, and it itemizes what you're going to put in the envelope. So for example, you're going to put some money away for vacation, the kids' school. It can be for pet supplies. It can be for food. Anything that you need an envelope for, you will put that for an envelope. When you open up the budget, you will see income, category, net, and pay dates. And the income is actually plugging in your income. If you have a paycheck and let's say you're married and you get paid $1,200 female, and let's say your husband get paid $1,400, whatever it is, your income goes in that category. So for your income category, you may have different jobs. So I do have different lines for you to plug it in. That total under the net, that will populate what that amount is. So let's say that for the month, your total is $4,900 for the actual month of between you and your spouse, or the other checks that you have if you're by yourself, whatever the situation is. For this example, let's say your total income is $4,900. So what I did was I made sure that each category was separate. There was a separate category that had a total for each category. So underneath, you have your monthly household expenses. Under your monthly household expenses, you may have your mortgage, your rent, your food, your water bill, electric bill, gas, telephone, childcare, car insurance, internet, and that is your total monthly household expenses. So once you plug those numbers in, it will total for that category. You'll get a total. So let's say your monthly household expenses is $2,100 for that category. And then under that, I have another category that is your monthly debt payment. And your monthly debt payment, let's say it's your car payment, your student loans, your credit card number 1, credit card number 2, how many credit cards you have, whatever your monthly debt payments that is coming out, you can put it in there. I do have student loans in there as well in that actual monthly debt category. There's a total for that. So let's say your monthly debt category between a car payment, student loan, credit cards is $486. Now, each column has its own separate total. In your monthly household, there's a total. So we have $2,100. In your monthly debit payments, there's a total. We have $486. So your total, let's say your total is $2,586. Now, you take that $2,586 and it subtracts all for you. Yes, you can thank me a genie. It's all for you. If your income again is $4,900 and your total monthly income was $2,586, your balance is $2,314. So you can see your balance. Now you know this is what you're working with. So you have $2,314 to actually plug in. And when I say plug in, that's where your burners start to come in. And I will definitely get to them burners in another podcast. But you plugging it in, them burners is a part of your envelopes. You need those envelopes in order to be able to be mindful of what you're spending. And again, these envelopes can be automatically withdrawn out of your account, going into these separate areas, or it can be cash envelopes. For me personally, my envelopes are both. I have Thanksgiving, a Christmas, vacation, college. They go directly out the actual account. I still have to plug them in because it's money. Although it's not money I'm spending, it's money that I have set up. So when I want to go on vacation, I have a debit card that's attached to that. When I want to spend, when Christmas time comes, we know Christmas is December 25th, when the Lord was born. So we don't have to wait until the beginning of December Thanksgiving time, we can allocate for that. So you can pick whatever you want to do for, but those are special things for me that I said, okay, let me make sure that automatically go out my account. When you see the spreadsheet, that final balance number, that is for your envelopes, whether it's being automatically deducted out or for your envelopes that is actually your envelopes that are in front of you. And again, I do both. You may have an allowance. You may pay yourself, your husband, whatever that situation or whatever your verbiage is or how you communicate. So let's say it's $100 for both of you. You plug that in the envelopes. It's something called forward balance. So that $23.14, you will see it inside the actual spreadsheet. So you make groceries. Your groceries for the month may be $400. Then you have, let's say, takeout. I'm big on takeout, so I make sure my takeout is cash. My takeout wouldn't go automatically to an account for takeout. I love to eat, but I don't need an account for that. I have, vacation money when I, go out to eat. But again, takeout. So you may have takeout or birthdays, special occasions, means wedding, funerals, things like that really do happen. And look at the world we're in now. We're in COVID. So I have an area where if it's somebody's birthday, Cash App is real big. So if it's somebody's actual birthday, then I have that actual money. I can put that in my Cash App account, or you can make that automatic and have your birthdays, your wedding, but mine's is actual cash. Now, kids spending, if you want to, buy, depending on the season, if you're buying boots or sweaters or whatever it is kids spending, then you might have a miscellaneous. So your miscellaneous could be, hey, I feel like having burgers tonight. Whatever your situation is, that's your envelope. And that is why I cannot stress the envelope enough, because it is so, so, so important. Your total in your envelopes, that remaining balance, that $1,500 or so dollars, that is your remaining balance that you have for debt. Yes, a lot of times we don't see that we have money left over because we're spending money without a budget. We're spending money without a plan. But when you literally have a budget in front of you, you can see, damn, I got $1,500 left over. After I paid my monthly household expenses and my monthly debit payments and my envelopes, I had $1,500. Like, what? You can see it. That was why I wanted to make sure that this budget was outlining everything. And then at the bottom of the spreadsheet, when you click on, there's something that says special circumstance. So for the special circumstance, it's basically, in some cases, you may have a surplus of money. So let's say, in addition to your paycheck, such as child support, Social Security, unemployment. We know what's going on with unemployment now. You're getting that extra. It was $600. Now you're getting that extra $300. And President Biden's trying to pass it so it can be $400 a week. That is money that you can use to get out of debt. Not time to go to vacations. Nobody have time for Cancun, Puerto Rico, and all that. It's trying to get out of this mess, right? My special circumstances, I want to be for people such as myself, survivor benefits, because my child lost her father. I was receiving survivor benefits for years. She was 6 years old when she lost her father. I didn't get it until she was, when I say get it, I didn't get to really utilize her money for college until she was in 9th grade. She was 6. When I do all this, it's really from learning from my mistakes. So when I say special circumstances and survivor benefits, these are things we really don't think about. I wanted to make sure that I thought about everyone. So once I got serious and I got serious with the budget, I wanted to make sure that I had a portion going towards college. I had a portion going towards whatever that situation was. So with the special circumstances, you may have child support, Social Security, survivor benefits, whatever that situation. Now, you have that $1,500 already going for your debt, right? That's left over. But special circumstances is now in a different category. So you wouldn't plug in your child support check because you didn't work for that, right? You worked taking care of your kids, trust me, but you didn't go out to an actual job to actually work for that. Even though your kids is a job, don't get me wrong on everything that I'm saying, but for the purpose of my spreadsheet, I wanted to make sure I reached everybody. So child support will go there, Social Security will go there, survival benefits will go there. So let's say that your child support, you get $300 a month. Girl, yeah, I was getting $300 a month. Yeah, don't judge me. Okay? I utilize that well. So let's say $300 for child support. Now, let's say you get Social Security as well, and your Social Security may be $600. So now you have $900. That is your total income for your special circumstances. Now, with your special circumstances, now you can plan for college. You can plan because you're doing a lot. You paying off that debt. If you don't have special circumstances, then you want to make sure that you have something planned for college. But again, that's in your envelope over there, right? So your envelope, you're taking care of college and everything. But I'm really trying to talk to people that have child support, Social Security, and have extra surplus of money. You don't know where it went, because it's coming in. And you know, your child support, we take care of kids. I've been a single mom for half of my life, like literally a single mom. I've been married 11 years. Before that, I was married 3 years, and before that, do the math, I was a single mom. I'm 45 years old. I had my son when I was 19, so I was a single mom for a very, very, very long time. And so you may have the surplus of money, and you're like, damn, what did I just do? Seriously, real talk, what did I just do with my child support check? She gonna eat anyway. He gonna eat anyway, but what did I do? So I wanted to make sure that the special circumstances was something that it was utilized for saving. So if it's a college plan, or let's say if you want to buy a home, or you want to put extra money up for rent, or whatever the situation is, that is what that special circumstance is. So with the special circumstance, I have a savings that is attached to that. If you have a balance, I think I said before, $500, I don't remember, but let's say your balance for your special circumstances, let's say it's $2,000. In that $2,000 balance, let's say you put up $800 for college, you put up $1,000 for saving a home, and you have $200 left. That $200 can go for you paying yourself again when you have your allowance, or whatever you want to do. But my special circumstances, I wanted to make sure we were separating the Social Security. Now, if you need Social Security to pay your bills, do so. If you need that child support to pay your bills, do so. But many times, and when I say many times, there's sometimes many than not, but then sometimes there's not than many. Everybody have a different situation. So I wanted to make sure that this special circumstance could be right now that we're in COVID, because I did this before COVID, but that special circumstance can be that extra additional unemployment check. So you can say, oh, well, I get this extra $400. I'm going to save that to help with a down payment of a house. I'm going to save that to help purchase a car, not get a car note not a down payment for a car note, to purchase a car. And I'm going to talk about buying a house and all that. I will get into my story. Trust me, I'm going to get into my story on how I purchased my vacation home. I will get into all of that, but you want to make sure that you're mindful. So even when you're purchasing a house, you want to hopefully have at least 20%, so you don't have PMI. Everybody can't put down 20%. Do 10%, whatever it is that you can do. The special circumstances is for you, so that way you can be able to save separate than the actual budget. I wanted to make sure that I broke that down so you can actually understand that. Now, if you have a business, I will get into that with entrepreneurship, but that is separate. If you are a business owner, you want to make sure that you can definitely utilize a spreadsheet, but now you're keeping your business that is actually separate. So I have 4 accounts that I have for my business, and it's an operating fund, a merchant account, taxes, and an emergency fund. And I will talk about that later when I talk about entrepreneurship, but I want to make sure I mention that because it's separate. We're talking about personal right now. We're talking about your personal budget. If you have any questions regarding this actual budget, you can always email me at contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com, contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com. Again, you can go and get my spreadsheet at StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com, and you can get my free spreadsheet, which is built in with them envelopes and that special circumstance section to actually help you stay on track. It is very, very important that you have a budget, because you want to again make sure that you commit to that budget. That's number one. And what's my number two? You want to make sure that you execute the budget. All right, y'all, listen. The budget is real. You're not going to leave home without the envelopes. And we're going to work this out, and we're going to work it out together. So I hope breaking down the spreadsheet, hope I was able to help you. I am going to start doing some live Instagram, IG, so that way you can understand a lot of things that I talk about, so that you can see the visual. And I will talk about this, the budget will be one of them as well. So, okay, y'all know what I always say. Listen, go out there, make things happen, make things beautiful. Do you? Don't let people run all over your heart. Life is too short. Life is too short. We already trying to survive COVID and everything else. Just trying to survive out here in these streets. Okay, y'all, you know what I always say. No more excuses. Wake up. Hey, smart people. I have a 3-month one-on-one personal or business coaching program. As you all know, I paid off $50,000 in debt in 1 year. I will teach you how I stayed out of debt using my burner method and personalized spreadsheet I created to fit my lifestyle and keep me on track. You will learn how to understand your money communication style using my financial treatment plan. Also, if you own a small business and you feel stuck with cash flow or feel disorganized, I teach business owners and self-employed entrepreneurs such as yourself to financially maximize your money, build wealth using your business income, and retire working on the business while your business continue to run, such as myself. You can book a call with me. The link is in the show notes. Thank you for listening to No More Excuses, Wake Up. If you love the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or Spotify. To learn more about me and my different agencies and what I do, go to StenellMyersEnterprises.com. While you're there, check out Money Therapy Institute and watch my video where you will see me doing a little acting, showing you how I fought and kicked down closed doors. You can also click on Stenell Money Therapist and get my free budget spreadsheet. And of course, you can email me at contact@StenellMoneyTherapist.com. I'm also on social media on Facebook at Stenell Money Therapist and Instagram at Stenell the Money Therapist. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up.